Hello, viewers. Don't all come in at once. Wow, slow down. It's like Black Friday in 2004.
Was that a big Black Friday?
No, it's just before. Well, I don't actually not before. I should have said like 1999.
2004, I'm sure it was a big deal.
2004 was still big.
That
People
was
were
before
rushing to get the
e-commerce.
new Xbox.
True.
I remember my brother telling me one of his friends went on Black Friday and he was at a Best Buy and the guy punched him in the face for the new Xbox.
Your brother got punched in the face?
No, one of his friends. So it's okay. So yeah, it used to be hype, and that's what the rush is like to see this podcast. People are punching each other in the faces to get online.
We've been talking since the 5th grade, and somehow we've got more to say. Beat kicks and faster rhythm. Inflation's high, the game's too steep. Stream wars rage while we lose sleep. Big tech's wild, the Fed's a mess. But let's start a party, I guess. Symposium, where tangents thrive. Old friends talking, the takes collide. Symposium, no wrong or right, just good conversation deep into the night. Yeah, we're still talking.
Is this episode 17?
For that far?
I think so.
Our goal was 5.
This is also kind of our 1-year anniversary.
How romantic.
Oh, I just started hearing our playback in my ear, and I was like, why'd you just say our goal was 5 again?
That's a real delayed playback.
Well, you know, just in case we say
That's actually
something
one
out
of the biggest things that threw me off during the in-person live show was the delay. So when I think we'd be, something wasn't showing, and I'd be like, Samwise?
It was like at least probably 30 seconds, which is probably good in case you say something bad, then you can like abort.
But I don't know what you do about it.
Yeah, probably still.
Like, could you end
We're on tape delay.
Yeah.
They
just
have
in case.
I think they use
producer in the back.
It's just in case we get
button.
well, you never know, we might get a streaker.
A streaker.
A streaker,
Well, even
yeah.
then,
That's why they put
it's
it
the
on
same
tape
thing.
delay.
True.
It's like cut away in time.
Sam D. I don't know what you guys called him. He could have come in and done a little streaking and
Yeah, what if it's
ruined
like
the show.
Well, hey, it's the first episode of the year. We need a little
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. We need a little joyousness.
Happy New Year.
17th episode, that's pretty crazy.
17.
I can't
not
believe it.
bad.
I can't believe we
Coming
made
off-
this far.
Coming off one of the best episodes to date.
Coming off an in-person live show,
In-person
which no
live.
one expected. I
We
don't think
always
anybody
talked about-
believed that we knew each other. They all thought we were just like internet friends, like we met on Xbox Live game chat or something, and just stayed in contact that way.
Boy.
I never
Is
had
this
an
episode 17?
I don't know. That's what you said. I don't
Thanks.
keep track.
I think it's
Is
either
it
17
six?
or 18, yeah.
No, it's 17 because we did the one, but then we don't have 16 is you have to go to the live tab. Yeah. 57 views though on that last episode that you guys
Well,
did.
you guys are forgetting the secret episode. The
Mm.
secret.
Did we start
Yeah.
with 0? No.
Yeah,
Well,
the
it's
ones
just
that no
not-
one knows
not
about.
published.
Soon to be released if you subscribe now.
Well, that'll be a gift once we hit 100 subscribers. We'll release
Oh.
episode 0.
Should we do a little 100 subscriber party? In person?
Yeah.
You have to come if you're a subscriber.
We're at 33. We only have 2 more years or I'll be there.
That's right.
Imagine all the
Perfectly
content
linear
we'll
growth
have.
we can hope for.
Though we'd have to wait 2 years and then maybe a couple more days to get to 100. That would actually work perfectly if it's consistent. 33 each year.
right.
I'd take that.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, do you want to get the predictions out of the way so that we don't run out of time for
You have
some
to
of
do the
those?
predictions.
All right.
Yeah, let's do that first.
Let me just intro us now. and then that way I don't forget about it. Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 17 of the Symposium podcast. We're also celebrating our 1-year anniversary today. Very nice, very nice. We got a great show for you today. It is the prediction show, the one that you can't wait to listen to every year, where you get to hear about what we believe some of the biggest trends and predictions and craziness of 2026 might have in store. I have a little treat for us. Was able to use a little AI to comb through all of our former episodes and pull down a few of our predictions that we made throughout the 2025 year. So maybe just to get us a little started on where our mind was at, we could start there using this Notebook LM. It's a Google product, very neat. Basically just linked in all of our links to our episodes from YouTube. It created an LLM just like based on that data. So this is really useful, like if you're doing AI and you don't want it to really hallucinate and like go out of bounds too much, you can just put your own like knowledge bases or data sources into here and then query just on kind of that data. Anyway, I asked a couple, I'll just tell you a few. Robots explode is one thing that I know I had said. Talked a lot about robotics. 2025 would be the year of the robot. I don't know if I quite got that right. I mean, it definitely, I would say they did. We saw a lot more humanoid robot companies come out and a lot of advancement, but I wouldn't say they really probably got as far as I would have initially thought. We said simulated reality.
Can I hop
Yeah,
in
you
right
wanna
there?
hop in?
You said robots explode, and it really threw me off. I thought you meant like there were big explosions going on. I was like, when did this
Jeez,
happen?
yeah.
How did I
That's
miss
exactly
that?
what I thought.
Yeah,
No,
I was
like the robotic industry.
I mean, Teslas, they're not really robots.
No, the explosion of the robot in the home.
All right. Well, that sounds worse.
Little early on.
That sounds like a lawsuit.
a little early. We had simulated reality. The concept of the world being simulated reality was predicted to become mainstream topic in 2025. That had to be a Sam prediction, I think, that the
Yeah.
simulation would become
I'd say
mainstream.
we made progress, but I don't know if it's quite mainstream. There's a lot of like, is this real kind of commentary among the public lexicon, which is, I think, like the stepping stone towards
Yeah.
is this real kind of thing. Like people just haven't quite made that statement, but
People are questioning if every single picture's AI or not. I'm hearing that a lot
Questioning
more.
everything.
Did you guys see my Kim Jong-il as the next head football coach of the University of Michigan video? It looked pretty legit.
Yeah, I do have to say, we'll get into this at some point, but something that came about over the Christmas break that we were on. We had a few different things going on happening, and writing of notes and writing stuff for a birthday party and just this and that. Anyway, what I came to realize is that we've gotten to the point, at least I've gotten to the point, and a lot of people around me that aren't even as addicted to AI as I am, where everybody first instinct is to say, was that written by AI? Anything that you write as a person, for the base assumption now is that it was written by AI and that you did not actually write it. And I think that that's just like, it's kind of tough because you're like, what if I actually did really write that? And like, what if I actually did come up with all those words and put that story together? Like, no one's going to believe that I actually did it because AI probably just did it. So I don't know. I had some weird feelings about that.
I think
few weeks.
I think that's an early stage comment because anybody who's used AI sufficiently understands garbage in, garbage out. And if you've got something really like thoughtful and with good information, it actually takes quite a bit of effort to produce that kind of piece. Like you know, you can just like make AI spit out a whole bunch of nonsense, but like there's a difference between thoughtful use of AI that is then like recrafting your thoughts into something like legible. And I feel like that doesn't really offend me when somebody does something like that because they're still putting in a lot of effort and a lot of thought process and critical thinking to get the AI to even give it the input that it wants. So, but I've heard that often as well. But I think once people start to really use AI more themselves, they'll start to realize that okay, just because it's AI doesn't mean that it's like automatically good, and it's not cheating necessarily to use it, because if you use it poorly, it's going to give you a bad answer, and then it's not always going to make you look good.
Yep. And then it's going to come to video and podcast, and maybe that's a prediction for this year that we'll be able to create virtual hosts, basically using the Notebook LLM thing that I just told you about.
Yeah, Notebook
LLM,
like that was one of its first use cases.
There's an audio overview. You can literally get an audio overview. You can make a video overview, and like it. So I have it on here. Like maybe we'll pull it up later. But it took all of our episodes, and then it made a 16-minute podcast of two people doing a podcast about our podcast. They sound like real people. Like they're just like talking about it.
Now that we've talked about it, we need to post it. That people want to know.
I mean, it's nuts.
Give them the year-long recap of everything we talked about. If they
shouldn't have let them in on the secret. You should just next podcast we announce like, hey, we're doing a podcast, and then send them.
I don't even know. All right, I'll keep rolling here a little bit. We can bust through a few of these. AI in leadership and education. Predictions were made that AI will eventually replace C-suite in business, completely replace standardized school system. I think this was more of a long.
Yeah,
it's
not fair.
More of a long term. I don't think we really made a whole lot of progress on AI and infiltrating the C-suite. I would say that's actually still probably the biggest question. The C-suite wants to implement it, but we don't actually have a ton of progress, broadly speaking, I would say, in the corporate world. But
your companies, though,
it's coming.
Assume your companies have encouraged you guys to use it, though, right?
Yeah, using it, but it's hard to know, I would say, of like tangible, real dollar savings or like incremental benefit. Like, I think it's a lot of people just like using Copilot to chat and like, yeah, it's nice that it helped me like fix that formula or write some of that code, which is good. I mean, that saves time and everything, but I don't know that we've been able to really like start, broadly speaking, quantify. Certainly there's like I would say workflows and things that have been built that are using it that do have that tangibility, but that'll take more time. Okay, Justin, this one was definitely for you. Economic bubbles. The used car market was identified as the next major bubble, similar to the 2008 housing crisis, while another host joked about impending burrito bubble due to buy now, pay later food plans. You remember we talked about that you can use BNPL to pay for Chipotle. Pretty sure Justin was on the car.
I was car, but that was like
bubble.
I don't know if I consider that fair because that was August, maybe like late summer. I think I came up with that one. I don't know if those have dates.
I don't know if it really happened. Used car prices are still pretty high.
I said I have 4 months for that to happen for a full year technically.
Okay.
The burrito bubble still hasn't popped. I think that's still
correct.
Yeah.
Well,
that
Chipotle
could be
stock
a great
did
topic,
take a huge drop this year, actually. Chipotle fell off a roof, so that burrito bubble did pop.
But it will be interesting to see. I mean, we don't topic that we should get into was the eventually here the credit card fee cap that was proposed by DJT over the weekend of capping interest at 10% on cards, which
that starts when, like this week, right? Or the 20th?
I don't know. It's not really clear as to what happens if they don't do it.
That's not the will on this,
what'll
though.
happen is they'll just reduce the amount of credit that they give to consumers. So
correct.
It'll be sort of
maybe you should predict a bubble pop then in the credit market in 2026. All right, this is a long-term one. So in 30 years, space exploration. Just note it down that we do predict that we will land on Mars in our lifetime.
What a prediction!
So just remember
we better credit for that too.
All right, what did we say here? This one we nailed. Okay, economic tactics. Major tariffs were predicted by the hosts to be primarily used as a negotiation tactic rather than permanent policy. Nailed it.
I agree. But I don't think Trump necessarily uses that. He'd love just tariffs if they could keep them on all the time.
But not if he gets what he wants out. He's very excited to turn them off if he gets his way in the negotiation. So I think
for those factories that are coming and $80 billion infrastructure, I'm sure. Yeah. Can't wait for those factories to start popping up left and right.
Those shoe factories are going to be great.
All right, last one, and then we can get into our 2026. I don't know. I think maybe Sam had this one. I don't know, or maybe it was me. But technological vernacular. The term vibe coding is predicted to be added to the Merriam-Webster dictionary by the
That's
end of
Justin.
the year.
I thought that was like recent, wasn't it?
Did I say end
Maybe
of
you
this
said
year?
end of. Well,
I
it says
thought-
end of next year, so maybe
End of
you're
next
saying
year.
end of 2026.
2026.
Wait, was that
So I'll
last?
put it on this show's prediction.
Was that our
Okay.
last pod? Why does
No,
that sound
I think
so
that was
familiar?
like second. I think that was second to last. That again was
It
like
was
in
episode
December.
15. That was pretty
Yeah.
recent.
Okay,
so,
that sounds
yeah.
pretty recent.
Okay, so end of 2026. You have a prediction. All right. So that was some of our 2026.
I'm gonna nail
Now
that
we
one.
can
I
get
know it, dude.
into- Or 2025. Now we can get into 2026. So I gave us some categories. Hopefully you all took a second to think about them a little bit. We can just go around the horn. You can say your answer and maybe just a little bit about it, and then we can have a bit of
That
dialogue
shows
between each one.
trademarked. You're gonna have to cut that from the pod.
Around the horn. I thought they
Yeah,
canceled
you
it.
should
No?
say it twice.
Are they? It's done though, Matt.
didn't they
so
get rid
we're
of
good.
it?
They still own the property rights.
Property rights.
We're screwed.
All right. The first question that I had asked was, what job or function changes the most because of AI in 2026? What job or function changes? So this could be anything from the job that you have to construction worker. Like it could be any type of job or type of work. What changes the most due to AI in 2026? Does anyone want to go first?
Thinking. I don't remember this one being on there. I even put my answers in the spreadsheet.
You skipped the first two questions.
Yeah, they were too broad. Biggest change from AI this year. I don't necessarily know there's going to be anything so drastic in 1 year that it will change the way we complete work. Like my company has encouraged us to start using like Copilot and stuff, like just in general. They're like, this is the approved one. That actually was interesting. I guess this is probably happening among most companies, but like people have probably been using AI as different tools in their job. And my company told me that they're going to start putting security implementations on which ones you can use. Like we're only going to be able to use one because
You're just now doing that?
Well, they've been doing it, but they've like told it to us, like because they had to go public about it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting that they're like, for security purposes, we're doing just this one. Don't use these other ones and things. I was like, that's kind of interesting because I feel like in a lot of jobs, people are just kind of using it willy-nilly. And I've never used it in my job specifically just because I'm like scared of putting any sort of data in it that like shouldn't be. So I just don't.
If your company has like an M63, M365 license, and you use like Copilot, that data is siloed within your company. So you actually, I think contractually, you can put sensitive
you're
data.
good.
That's the one that we're going to be using. So yeah, I wasn't concerned about that. It was just other ones. I was like, I probably shouldn't just go online and pick
you're
one,
absolutely
so
right.
I'm
You
not gonna
shouldn't be
do that.
posting that.
I'm going to go with the content creator / influencer marketer sees the biggest change.
Now, do you think it is the back end, the producer in the back, or do you think it's
Yes.
the like?
I think we'll get to the point in 2026 where I could be an influencer for women's makeup company or something. And that is me just prompting and creating a virtual influencer who you don't know isn't a real person. And I grow their audience and put out content on their behalf. And you follow them, and I get sponsorships on that virtual person, a virtual influencer.
That will ultimately spell the death of content creation and influencer, markets. We've been living under that since 2016, and I don't think anybody really likes it anymore, like having influencers. And I don't know, maybe they do still, but
I think people still like to be influenced, but I think that I think prices of that advertising stream will ultimately compress a lot because you'll be able to make if you have a digital influencer, you'll be able to make like so much content, so much
so
like
supply of
quickly customized.
content's gonna go way up.
Yeah, I think it should just explode, and so like they can, I think companies will have to think differently about, like, do you spend $1 million to have Alex Earl wear your makeup, or do you give $1,000 to 100 people and that have smaller, followings? Or I don't know. You also don't need followings anymore. Like, with the way the algorithms are working, like, you don't need a big following base. You can grow, you can get a lot of views and probably create these videos that, I don't know, are fine tuned to actually like do exactly what the algorithm wants. It's probably a long shot bet, but
Alex
we'll see
Earl.
what happens.
I think that's a good
Just
bet, though.
she's just a famous person. I don't even know how she's famous.
Okay.
She was on Dancing with the Stars this past season, and she's, I don't know.
Now
Good
she's
to
a
know. I'll look her up.
She's a TikToker.
She just got 30
I think she,
fans.
yeah, I think she was a
Trying to get more
TikToker, I guess.
fame.
I don't know. Sam, do you have any idea for what's going to change?
I was thinking more along the lines of like industry, and was trying to think like the more boring stuff that is really valuable. And I don't know, I guess, well enough what those jobs are, but I'm thinking like the plumbers of the digital age, like people who are doing, I don't know, like like mining data sets, or I don't know, infrastructure. It seems like some of those things AI is pretty good at handling large. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm thinking something more on the industry side, like back end kind of thing, that'll have just like a complete wave takeover. I don't know though. Trying to think. What would that be?
You're saying plumbing, not plumbers, like in the house, like the plumbing
You
of
Yeah,
like
the.
plumbing.
tech plumbing?
Yeah.
I would say like editing. That's why I was kind of like editing, or I mean, there's a lot of different plumbing type of jobs in tech, I think.
Yeah.
Like if kind of in the same vein as that, individuals who read books for audiobooks, they're gone. They're toast. Stick a fork in them, they're done. We talked
That's
about it a
right.
little bit on the year-end pod, but I think music is entirely up in the air now. You're going to have to fight against that, somehow verify that this is a real person. I think live concerts are going to be as valuable as they've ever been. So I think that industry's in for a rude awakening. I don't know, rude. It kind of just helps them along if there's just. I think we could have an argument on that. And then I think entrepreneurship is going to explode in the sense that you have people that the only thing holding them back was their tech knowledge or their IT or coding knowledge. And with the new models we got coming out, you really don't need that anymore. You just need a good idea and you need a good way to express it into words. So I think in 2026 we're going to have stories about 1 to 2 people companies taking off with big buyouts. I don't know what that is, because that's kind of another hurdle, is the ideas you do still need to come up with, but entrepreneurship has never been easier in this country.
Amen to that. Okay, how about this, Sam? Do you buy this if I said in 2020, I don't even know how the laws work, if this would have to be a state thing, could we get a title transfer of a property done on blockchain in 2026?
That's interesting. I actually was in an entrepreneurship class in 2017 in college, and I studied blockchain in Denmark, and I was making a company that handled title for real estate transactions. And I think that I was maybe about 50 years ahead of the curve on that. And that was in 2017. It's 2026 now. So
Okay,
maybe
40 to go.
30 more years, I think that is maybe going to come around. But I think tokenizing, I mean, the broader question is RWAs, real world assets. I was just talking to one of my buddies, Chris, about this, and I think that is much simpler and sooner than real estate. Real estate is like old law. It's like the oldest law that we have. And I think that takes a lot to uproot because a lot of other systems are tied into that. But tokenizing like the sale of Pokemon trading cards, for example, or just other real world assets so that then you can tie to the blockchain and transfer actual ownership of a real thing. I think that's a likely 2026, but I wouldn't say it's like an explosion industry, but just we're going to see more and more of it over the next decade.
All right. Should we move on to our next topic? All right. This is a fun game. It's going to be a lightning round. It's called Up, Down, or Sideways. We should have had a little sound effect. Whoop! Whoop! We'll go around the horn, and you have to answer up, down, or sideways. Basically, the categories are inflation as measured by the CPI, mortgage rates as measured by, what do you want to use, the 30-year fixed mortgage? Sure. The current price of the S&P 500, not the current, but the end of the year. Bitcoin and the unemployment rate. So it's up, down, or sideways. It's from today to the end of the year. Will this metric move up, down, or sideways? And we're going to go around. Sam, inflation.
Up. I've been saying it for years. This is the death of the dollar. We're seeing it in real time, in slow motion. We are inflating away our debts, or we have to default, which isn't an option, or, yeah. So I think inflation is going to continue to go up forever and ever until it's dead.
Matthew. I forgot I have to call on people.
Yeah, we don't know what order to go in. I agree with Sam. It's definitely going to go up. Trump's trying to get rid of Norm Powell. Not Norm Powell. That's a basketball player.
Jerome
Bell. He's trying to get rid of Jerome Bell. And if he does, he's going to try and control interest rates, and it's going to screw everything up, and it's just going to lead to more inflation. So I think inflation's definitely going up.
Justin, you're on mute.
Inflation will be up because then the interest rate is going down. More money, baby. More money in the market.
I will say we see modest inflation, 3% this year. So not runaway or crazy. I would say kind of relatively smooth is where I'll go. All right, mortgage rates. We can go in reverse order. I'll start. I think mortgage rates will come down. I think we just broke 6%, maybe for a second. I don't know if it held on there for a 30-year fixed mortgage the other day, which we hadn't seen in quite some time. So I think they'll continue to fall. My question, though, which is not on here, but I don't know what is going to happen to house prices. I'll say house prices come down too. I don't know what percent or how much, but I'll say rates fall to 4% by the end of the year. 4.28.
Wait,
Yes.
calling it out.
Justin?
Very specific.
I will say rates also down, but closer to 5.37.
Right. Sam, real estate expert.
A real estate expert, professional opinion, -1%.
-1%.
Yes.
Okay. Explain what would have to happen to make that happen.
That's the rate of change, or that's...
I think he's saying that we would be paying people to take mortgages.
Yep. And when you say it like that, does that sound that outlandish, in the world that we live in today, that we end up paying people to take mortgages? We've got a housing crisis, an unaffordability crisis. Japan's been negative for 25 years until recently. Why can't we? Somebody's got to do it.
Doing the Price is Right strategy, right? He's going straight. You guys are too high. I'm going to win with -1.
Matthew?
Make it quick. I'll go right in the middle. We'll go 5. Just between Austin and Justin.
Okay. So we get some reprieve.
You're not
likely
including me in that middle
percent,
Nope.
And then if
You're an outlier, we don't count you.
If all hell breaks loose, Sam would Sam, why don't we start with you on this next question then? What's the so today the S&P 500 currently sits at let me get the number just so we know, $77. All-time high is just about $10 higher than this. Where do we finish the year then if we're at -1 rate, -1 rates on the mortgage?
I'd say around 13,000.
I mean, He's going hyperinflation at that
The
point.
market's up 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saying inflation maximum, rates negative, S&P 500 to the moon, your dollar worthless.
That's what the show's about. All right. Hard stances. All right. That's what it
Bold
says in the
decision making.
opening statements.
Is that our mission statement?
It's in
Let's
the
sit on this for a second. If inflation was to do what you think it's going to do, why do you think that would have the impact on a doubling in the stock market?
I mean, your dollar's worth less. That's the only reason the S&P 500 is where it's at today. That's the only reason it goes up at all.
But would there be commensurate wage inflation alongside all of this price inflation?
No, absolutely
Like,
not.
so then where would the demand come from?
It's not demand, it is supply. It's on the supply side. Too many dollars means that the companies are worth more dollars, but their real value is declining.
And we did say it's all propped up by a couple companies. So it's like demand for, smaller companies might go down, but NVIDIA and Apple and all of them are still going to have plenty of demand. He makes a compelling point.
But the price of everything would double.
People seem
I
to
don't
keep
know.
buying stuff.
I know, I'm just saying, is that going to happen if we see 100% inflation? Are people going to keep buying stuff? Who knows? All right, 13,000. Justin, where do you think the S&P finishes?
knowing Trump, he's not going to let it go. I want to say sideways.
A midterm year, right?
What does sideways mean?
Like flat.
It's like not a 10%.
Like it finishes at
around.
69.77. Yeah.
But I'm going to say, just knowing him, what are we at 69? I think probably be around the 10%, probably higher because he likes to fluff things up. So whatever 20% is.
Up 20 this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Matthew?
47% because Donald Trump was the 47th.
40.
No, I heard he used that logic for something recently. That's why I wanted to say that. I don't know. Maybe 10%. That seems like a fair guess.
He's going
Up
with
10.
the classical retirement calculator. 10%.
Okay, I will go down 5.
He's taking the low boat.
There you go.
Trump would never. How is
Our
he going to
midterm
let that
years-
happen?
Midterms in November.
I think I just have this feeling that we're potentially in for some type of, I don't know what it is, because that's the definition of what I'm going to say, some type of black
Don't
swan
say it.
type thing that could happen in the world, whether that's more of an escalation of war or something crazy is going to happen, I feel like, and that's going to throw a cold towel or a wet blanket over some of our current excitement.
And since we're live, Austin's going to put his money where his mouth is, and he's going to sell all of his assets right now because he knows 10% down by
Bunker.
next year.
We'll see. I've
Going
I
into
haven't
cash.
I've been sitting on more
Buffett?
cash in the last month than I have in a long time. So if I'm
Warren
wrong,
Buffett's got
then
his
I'm-
largest cash position. Well, he's no longer with the company, but his company has the largest cash position it's ever had. They're waiting. They want that black swan event to come.
I don't know. Feels like we're due for a correction,
And
but
they know
who
things we
knows? See,
don't.
that's how you can also become broke, is by waiting your whole life for the correction to happen. All right. Well, we lost Sam, so I don't know if we should keep going.
Keep
I
going.
guess we might as
Yeah.
well.
Let's go on.
All right. Last two that we have to make quick predictions
Every man
on.
left behind.
Maybe we'll skip Bitcoin. I don't know. Well, we can talk Bitcoin. I don't know. Bitcoin, up, down, sideways.
Sideways.
Probably down.
Sideways, down. No
Feels
more
like it's been
excitement in
too high for
Bitcoin.
too long. I feel like it's just going to go down. I feel like Trump got his grift out of it, got it to get really high so he can make a bunch of money, and he is not going to get away with it again. So it's probably just going to go back
Eventually
down.
bleeds off. I'll go down.
Yeah.
I'll go down as well. Okay. And unemployment rate.
Higher.
With you? We're at like 4% right now.
That stays the same.
Stays the same. Okay. I'll go higher. I think we probably start to, I think the kind of fresh out of college employee continues to really struggle to find work. Not that the good ones won't, but I think en masse it's going to keep getting harder and harder for average graduates to find work or high paying work that they want. All right. So, well, now that we have that recorded, I guess we have to get Sam on his, but I guess we'll keep moving because I don't know where he went. And we are live. I don't know if anybody's still with us.
Not Sam.
All right. Next question. Biggest company winner. Matthew, you did write about this one.
Yeah.
Who do you want to pick as your biggest company winner?
I had two. Who was my first one? I don't remember what I wrote
Waymo.
down. Waymo, yeah. I think automated cars are going to really be a big thing this year. I don't think that's
This
like a
is the
super
year?
bold statement or anything, but I think this is the year. I think the technology is advancing. I think people are not necessarily getting more comfortable with it yet, but they're coming around to the idea, I think. And now that we're putting up all these data centers and we're building much more of an infrastructure for it, I think it's going to be a big year for them. Waymo is like the most popular of those companies, and that's why I picked it. I'm sure another one could blow up, but they're the one that I know.
I know someone who will not ride in an Uber, and only takes Waymos because of the lack of a person. They feel safer knowing that a human's not going to kidnap them.
Yeah. Unless
Kind of an angle that
a
people don't really
human
talk
is
about with it.
true. Yeah, there's a say. I'm sure, like, you're a woman. Like, this is a different perspective coming from us. But like, if you're a woman driving by yourself, I'm sure you feel much more comfortable
She
doing
is
that.
a woman who told me this.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or you put your kid, you want to put your kid in one, send them off
True.
to wherever,
True. I do know that Uber does like a lot of like safety. You can have like kid accounts in Uber, and you like get they track you the whole way and like make sure the person stays on it. You have to like, I think you pay. You get, it's either you pay more or there's something along the lines of there's more pay involved, and you're like super licensed, and they're like extra 5 stars, and like only the best can drive kids from like kids accounts. So Uber does, to be fair, Uber does their due diligence to make sure if like kids are the ones that are passengers, that it's very safe. And then my other one I picked was Lockheed Martin, because it sure sounds like, for the rhetoric coming from Trump, sounds like he's ready for something. So to do that, he is going to need military equipment, which Lockheed Martin, I believe, is the #1 defense contractor within the United States. So Lockheed Martin is my choice.
Do they make
I
golden
don't hate that
battleships?
pick.
I don't know.
Asking for a friend.
I imagine they definitely make like aircraft parts and things like that.
Crazy speech he's had about battleships. I hope he
They
meant
make,
like just advanced craft.
I don't think they make battleships. They make planes
Mhm.
and bombs and drones and all that stuff.
Tony Stark built this in a cave. Sorry, that's a quote from Iron Man. I might have butchered
got
the
it.
quote as well, but
So yeah, those are my 2 picks. I think those are not bold decisions
All right, I like 'em.
necessarily, but I think they're flawed out.
I like
Could be
it.
flawed. But what do you guys have?
Justin, any idea for biggest company winner?
biggest company, I think relates also to the other.
Winner.
Maybe
It doesn't have
maybe you
to
said
be
best
who the
stock,
biggest
but
company is.
nope. I'm going SpaceX. 2026. I believe they're trying to IPO, and I think they're going to try to do it in 2026. And it will probably be the largest IPO in the history of IPOs. And I actually think that makes sense. There's very few competitors in this industry. There is so much potential that it's totally untapped at the moment. And until more competitors become as consistent as SpaceX, it's just going to roll in cash until new ones come in. I mean, China might be their biggest threat, but SpaceX, baby, I wish I could invest now, but I can't because I'm poor.
Will you when it IPOs for the biggest IPO?
I probably will. Like,
in
I know the
history?
general bump is to not go right off the IPO. You typically let it IPO and then maybe a month later invest. But I truly think, unless it's just market, I don't know. It's going to be silly to what they price it at, but what can you price when the top level is not known?
It'll be interesting how the market reacts to it. I think it will be a huge pop, but then I think once it hits the reality of having to report results, and the stock market tends to not have too long of a time horizon for how long they're willing to take some of these more like, I don't know, long-term bets. I would say they'll go through some hard times, I'm sure. No
But yeah,
different than how Tesla did.
it's really nice for our generation though because of our time horizon, right? So with keeping time horizon in mind for when you want to retire, at least 40 years or so, maybe not 40 years, but 30 years. I think
Put every
they'll have-
paycheck in it.
Yeah,
Your whole
full
okay.
full paychecks into SpaceX.
That's right. Sam is back. Welcome. Can you hear us?
Sorry
Can you
about
hear
that.
us?
It
Can
was
you hear us, Sam?
a
Can you
cat
hear us?
bit my
Sam?
internet. Am I here? Hello?
Your cat.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear us now?
I heard a cat bit his internet cord.
I don't think he can hear us.
Did this cat bite his audio cord?
I think there's a
No,
delay.
the
No,
cat
he's
bit it
frozen.
again.
I think there is a delay. A cat bit my internet.
It's the first
Yeah,
for the
he's-
show.
Normally this
He
is
is
Matthew. But Matthew's
very
been good the
frozen.
last 7 or 8 episodes.
Thank you. I've been trying my hardest. I
They
just
have to
switched
be good.
straight to the phone.
And you got your are those new earphones?
No, I've
Or
had these
do you
things for
always wear them?
ages. I love these things. Audio Technica. Probably had them for like 10 years. Still rocking them. Still great air
Nice.
quality.
All right, Austin, how about you?
Biggest company loser in 2026.
No, you didn't pick your winner.
No, you didn't pick your winner.
Sorry, winner. Biggest company winner. This is going to be just the same as I had already said last year, one of my stock picks for last year was Google. I think they are going to win the AI race, so to speak. I think
Calling the winner.
Gemini is going to win. And we saw today Apple already said that they're going to build Apple AI now on top of Gemini, and so I'm
Great choice.
pretty sure that probably you're going to. I won't make OpenAI my biggest loser, but I do think that they're going to continue losing market share, and Google is just going to be firing on all cylinders, and Waymo is part of Google as well. That'll be, I think, all around they've got a lot going for them. So I'll pick them. Can you hear us now, Sam?
Can hear you. Can you hear me?
We got you.
Yeah.
Let's test this.
All right. Only other one you missed. Biggest company winner in 2026. Does a company come to mind that you think is going to blow the doors off this year?
I got to keep it to myself.
I'll
let you know if I win.
Wow.
It's a GameStop.
What about an honorable
I've got
mention?
a feeling you're going to win.
Write it down.
Is it BBBY or GME?
God, that's why I'm wearing blue today and black for the color of
Hey,
my soul.
BBBY, Marcus Lemonis owns that company, who I'm a big fan
He's
of.
got that show, what's the Fixer or something?
The Fixer used to have the show called The Profit that I watched all the time. He'd go and invest in these small businesses and help them fix it. And great guy. And he's trying to basically kind of do this, change it into a model of a blockchain.
Yeah, he's got a company underneath
infrastructure.
that flag called T0 that is basically a clearinghouse for crypto exchanges. Is that your
Yes.
understanding as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
it's
New
not
York
totally
Stock
clear.
Exchange, but for tokenized stocks on a blockchain ledger instead of a New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, the whole vision is not super clear to me, but I do follow him on X, and he's a good guy. He lives in Miami. He's a big Miami Hurricanes football fan, so can't have that because they're our rival at this
Hurricanes
point.
are devastating.
That's right.
Yes, that's why we can't have that.
All right, keep us going. Biggest company loser.
Still me? Ooh.
Also got to keep that to myself.
Yeah, that's
Big
probably
shorting.
Great.
That's a lot to it.
I don't know. Maybe no. If I said Bitcoin goes up, then strategy does well. MicroStrategy, but that whole company gives me the heebie-jibbities. So I'm gonna go with strategy anyways.
Okay. You're playing both sides. I like it.
Yeah.
That'd actually be very interesting and telling if Bitcoin goes up and strategy goes down. Then they've really lost confidence in
They
that
still
whole
have their software,
scheme.
Austin? MicroStrategy?
No, I think that they well, I think it still exists. I don't think it's actually owned. Funny enough, I don't think MicroStrategy owns the product MicroStrategy anymore. I believe that
Sold
was like
off.
sold off to private equity or something. So the thing that MicroStrategy started as was a data like analytics software tool like Power BI or Tableau, and then it became a Bitcoin holding company, and they got rid of the actual thing that they started.
I'm going to say quickly, I know this isn't one of our predictions, but number of Bitcoin treasury companies is going to go up dramatically in 2026.
Bitcoin's treasury company.
I'm glad you asked. It's people holding, instead of US treasuries, they hold Bitcoin as their like asset base.
What's my return if I buy something from this company? Instead of a T bond, I get a B bond.
You get a B bond.
I would not want to hold that for multiple years.
B bonds.
Hell no. If you think Bitcoin's
All
going to be
right,
stable for 5 years, I'd be shocked.
Matthew, who's your biggest company loser?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I didn't write anything down because I wasn't really sure to pick.
Or it could be an industry.
I think I'm
whatever
still
you want to make
gonna,
it.
even though I'm optimistic about this industry, I still think it's going to take a hit, is the movie industry. I think they're producing better movies, or maybe not even the movie theater, not movies, but the movie theaters. They're just going to keep taking a hit, I think. I don't think people are going back to the movies. They're just not. Movies, I think, like companies like A24, like those studios are definitely allowing like different types of movies to be relevant again, but I'm still not super optimistic about people going to theaters and watching the movies. I think that's just going to the wayside. I mean, it kind of already has,
I've seen 2 movies in the last 3 weeks.
F and I do go to the movie theater at least once a month, if not twice a month.
And there are usually people in the crowds.
But it's not a big chain theater like AMC. It's a local theater.
Yeah. And to be fair, you guys are living in less populated areas with less activities, to be fair. Like in the bigger cities, nobody's going to movie theaters. I can just tell you firsthand.
Most people don't live in the big cities.
Most
feel like
people
most
don't live in the
people
big
do.
cities. That's quite the opposite.
You know what I mean.
Hey, the
Proportionally,
land vote.
I
more
don't
people
know if I
live
do.
in. If you take the top 10, how many people live in the top 10 biggest cities in the United States?
I
And
think more
compare
than like
that
50%
to
of the nation, right?
everybody else. No way.
There
Let's
are
ask
how many
chat.
people live in New York City? 11 million
You're
people?
still using chat, Austin. Get with the
I
times,
can't-
man.
I can't
Pick
get
your-
over chat.
Roll with your winner.
New
Google.
York, Los
switched-
Angeles, and Chicago is probably like, what, 25 million right there?
Okay, we got, and the top 10 is 20. Yeah, see, this is my point. So 26 million people live in the top 10 cities. Those range between 8.4 in New York City down to 1 million in San Jose. So there's 26 million out of 350 million or whatever we have. Most people don't live in a big city.
Sorry, I literally missed all that. I don't know what was going on.
26
It literally
the
paused for
population
like
of the
most
top
of it.
10 26 million people is the population count of the top 10 largest cities in the US. There's
How many people
350 million people total. So most people don't live
Yes.
in the big city.
Top 10. I mean, how many cities are there? So, like, you could say, like,
10.
give them 50 cities.
like
you
the
know,
numbers.
like for 50 states.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, top
Yeah.
50. So anyway, I rest my case.
That,
The results in top 50.
that seems wrong. 26 million between the top 10?
About 55 million people live in the
Okay.
top 50 US cities combined.
Case
So there's still 300 million people that live not in the big cities.
Yeah, but this is, I don't know. That sounds wrong to me. Because how many
They
people
go
live
to
in New
movie
York City?
theaters.
How many
20
people live in New
8.4.
York City? 8.4 million.
8.4.
And Chicago's got what, like 6?
2.7.
They have 2.7? Okay, so they're not including the greater, like, Chicago area. They're just including, like,
They're including
The city.
Chicago, Illinois,
okay.
the city.
Yeah, but that's not including suburbs and people living around the city.
Okay, now you're
But
polluting your argument there, Matt.
what is in suburbs? Movie theaters.
Well, there's movie theaters everywhere. That's a terrible point. I don't know. You can make an argument the movie theaters might be coming back. I just don't think they are. I think they're dying.
Hey, I'm not swaying you
I
off of your
like the
prediction.
movie
I'm
theater.
just
I like going to movie theaters. I just think
When was
there's
the last movie you saw? Or when?
in
Not what,
theaters.
when? Yeah.
That's a great question. I've been meaning to go for a lot. We keep talking about going, and I just haven't. I was planning on going to Avatar, and that never happened.
Don't bother.
There you go. I can't even think of it, so it's been a while.
I went to Wicked Part 2 a month ago.
I guess my challenge though would be like, is it your subset of like your circle that it never goes to see the movies? And like, if you went to the movies, would you be surprised to see if it was like relatively full in the audience?
To be fair, I do go to movies. Like I like going to movie theater. It's just always empty when I go.
Avatar.
And to be fair, I think that also has to do with my comment about the big city versus small city. I bet tickets are more affordable in a smaller city. Like tickets to go to a movie theater in Nashville are like $18 to $20. And so people like don't go.
It's like
'cause
$15 in a small city.
There you go. It's like, so actually pretty similar, but like still kind of expensive. They've had to price people out. I just don't think, I think a lot of people would rather just watch a movie when it comes to their TV than go. I don't agree with it. I like going to movie theaters, but also I think people have kind of been turned off by movie theaters because it seems like ever since post-COVID, people don't know how to act in public places necessarily, and people are loud and annoying, and it's weird. At least that's just my experience at movie theaters.
Different discussion we could have. Yeah, I think there's something broken about people now.
So,
Sam, that
yeah.
hat has been.
Yeah, this is my Russian
You've
version.
looked like
dude.
a Russian guy. You've looked like a Middle Eastern
French
terrorist in a
mistress.
way. A mistress. I mean, where did you get that hat? We all need one.
It's for sale in the link below. It is an affiliate link, so it does support the channel if you click it.
Amazing. All right, who else has to give us? Sam, did everyone give us a loser?
RV industry. I'm gonna
Ouch.
say the
First to
Don't
go,
say
and
Elkhart,
coal mine
Indiana.
is gonna
Yep. The first to go.
It's gonna be the first to go, and we're gonna see some cracks. Granted, this goes against my S&P 500 guess, but that's all tech anyway. So RV's industry to lose.
Okay, I like it.
Austin.
I am going to go with, so I think I'm going to go with General Motors. Actually, I'll go with traditional car companies. Like the US based ones. I'll go General Motors, Ford, whatever, that group. I think that they're going to lose. They're not innovating fast enough on new product. They're like hawing back and forth between whether to go electric or not, and then stopping those programs and turning them back on. They're also not investing in enough of like the new. There's really this interesting thing going on where car companies are starting to. My longer term prediction, the companies that will end up being the producers of the humanoid robots that we have in our houses will be the car companies. So Hyundai owns 80% of Boston Dynamics, and they're using their new humanoid robot in Hyundai. They're training it to do tasks in those facilities, but they're also good at manufacturing and building. It's either Toyota or Hyundai. I think it's Hyundai. It's Hyundai, and Toyota also has one. I don't know. I forget what company that is. Then you obviously have Optimus and Tesla. Like these companies that know how to build cars are going to be probably really good at building humanoid robots also, and they're going to also be the ones that use them first. So I think these kind of traditional car companies that we think of Ford, GM, etc., are probably in their last decade or so. Okay,
That'd be fun.
All right.
Next on to politics. Biggest political winner of 2026. This could be a country, this could be a person, whatever you want it to be.
I didn't see this one.
Matthew? I did publish
I
the
think
list
I wrote mine
approximately a
down.
week ago.
I put.
You
I
did.
think I picked
You said the Democrats in the midterms.
right? because I think in the midterm, that's a long prediction
Yes.
because that's not till November. But I think they'll win because people are going to be pissed at whatever Trump's doing.
Perfect prediction.
I think it's logical. I think who knows if we have our Black Swan event, people. I mean, maybe that'll push them the opposite direction. Who knows? But more than likely, when I think the House, when one party owns all of the power in government, I would imagine it flips eventually, and that's the next opportunity. That's my.
I'll put a positive. I'll make my prediction a positive. I hope that the biggest political winner is the left center and the right center are the biggest winners, and you see expansion and a coming together of the two against the polar sides.
I don't know.
Suppose you could,
Talk to everybody going back to like 1980. They always say that.
and it never comes true. I don't know how to measure it, but I do think that you'll start to see I think as more and more stuff happens, like what we've seen here in the first few days of January, I think you'll start to see fracturing of I think on both sides, you'll start to see fracturing of like the ultra hardcore on both sides potentially. And people will start to kind of question things. And this seemed to happen in Trump's first term too. Like eventually some of the things get a little bit too crazy and out there and just starts to like chip away at people and they get a little less enthusiastic. And I think the same happens on the Democrat side too. It's interesting. It just takes like a little bit of time. Same thing happened with Joe Biden, right? Like
I'm in
same thing happened with Obama, right? It just, and so I don't know. It'll be an interesting year, that's for sure. Sam?
I'm going to go with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That's the winner.
Great one. Okay. You want to expand?
Yeah, I think she, just in terms of absolute value or I guess net change, she went from like kind of crazy crackpot, like MAGA Trump supporter, like just way out there, to now being more of a Trump criticizer and trying to be that sort of center of the aisle person who just wants to like talk policy and, be like a reasonable person. That being said, I know very little about her actual like political beliefs or what she's been doing lately, but I just see how she's positioning herself and how she's sort of taken a stance against Trump. And I predict that will a lot more of like what you're saying, Austin, that sort of center right back onto, maybe under her camp. And maybe it actually, some of the left and just general center will take a fresh look at her. I don't know if she has any actual legs to win any elected positions after she left Congress, or was she a congresswoman?
Is she stepping away?
Sure, you did.
She did,
She did?
yeah.
Okay.
Or was it Congress? Yeah, well, she wasn't a senator. I think she was a congresswoman, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know if she'll be reelected for governor or vice president or whatever, but I think at the very least, her maybe her political she'll start rising because she's stepped back from her.
Her stock's going up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Justin?
So it's going to be kind of on the fringe, but billable hours is going to be the politics that really wins in 2026. With every single thing that is decided, like every one of these executive orders coming out, I mean, it's lawsuits be thrown left and right to stop stuff. I mean, what a time to be a political lawyer on either side. And you're just making so much money taking on case after case after case. The Supreme Court, they better get some sleep. 2026 is going to be a busy year. But billable hours, and it's not just politics. If you're anywhere of athletics, billable hours for colleges and sports eligibility. I mean, you talk about an industry on the rise. Law might be a good place
An
to be.
industry that will be very impacted by AI. That's actually interesting, right? You think AI is going to make no more lawyers. Turns out, probably just means we can do a lot more litigating now because we have AI that can enable us to do more, and we'll actually end up needing more lawyers to do this work. Okay.
Oh wait,
biggest political loser. Did you go?
Yeah, I did. Sorry, no, I wanted to back up really far. 1 sec. I forgot. I also, for one of my big winners of the year, I had FIFA. Just wanted to fit that in there.
For the company winner.
Yeah, for an institution.
Yes.
I don't know if
Big
FIFA's.
year
I
for
don't know what
FIFA.
they are, but I think they're probably gonna make a lot of money this year. All right. For biggest political loser, I think I put Trump, right?
You did. You said Trump. Not
Yeah, that's
President
what I
Trump.
thought.
Just Trump.
Correct. I just put Trump.
Okay.
Donald. Him and I are on a first name basis. Donald, I think, is going to be the biggest loser. I think
Good.
he is starting to cross the line of what even like the middle right people who voted for him. He's kind of losing that fan base. Like the only people who are really agreeing with what he's doing now at this point are pretty extreme people. And I think that's going to lose them a lot of votes in the midterms. I think it's going to lose them a lot of political capital. And you're already starting to see defectors within the Republican Party voting against him on things. And you know, that happens every time a president is popular at the very beginning, and then those congressmen or representative want things for their constituents, so they start defecting. But I think you're just going to see it a lot more. And so I think Trump's going to be the big loser, especially if we invade other nations or continue to invade people's homes in the United States.
I will go with biggest political loser is going to be Taiwan. I think that we're going to continue to go down a path of saying we no longer care about protecting Taiwan. And we are going to become self-sufficient on the things that we need. And they will be left to, unfortunately, be taken into the People's Republic of China or the CCP. I don't know if that'll happen in 2026.
I don't. I think down the line, not 2026, but yes.
I'll also
I don't
say in short term, political losers will be any company that speaks out against a policy of the president. Will certainly be short-term losers in 2026 and will feel some sort of pain. And I don't like saying that statement for what it's worth because
I mean, is any company safe though? I thought credit card companies were invincible, you know, in terms of this, but now all of a sudden we see policy coming out that's anti-credit cards.
It probably benefits them somehow, and they lobbied for it.
Well, I think personally, it's kind of just
Did
classic Trump playbook.
pharmacies-
It's like, I'm going to do things that the general public don't like, and then I'm going to try to garner support back from people by you know, for the common man. I'm going to try to do something for them. So I'm going to get rid of student debt, or I'm going to reduce I saw something he wants to like start building a bunch of homes too. I'm like, I haven't really talked about this all presidency until now, until like shit's kind of starting to hit the fan. That's my
that'll
personal
keep
opinion.
escalating. It'll keep escalating because they know that the numbers aren't looking good for the midterms. And so they will continue to focus on like this affordability concept and winning back the little man with
Now,
any of these, even if it's just words. Sam, did you do a loser?
Maybe Zelensky. I don't think he has a lot of
Completely?
domestic support, and I think if and when foreign support wanes, then he'll have a bit of a reckoning at home.
Is he sort of a dictator at this point? Like, they just skipped the election, right?
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. They're in the middle of a war. I don't know if you're a dictator. We had presidents.
Well, at some
Who is
point,
it?
I mean, you can be in a
FDR?
war
Was
forever. You
FDR
can
a
claim you're in
dictator?
a war forever.
Is FDR a dictator?
Probably.
I've learned a lot more about FDR, and a lot of people don't love FDR's policy for like very legitimate reasons. And I did not know that. Leaving high school and grade school, you would have thought FDR was up in top 3
Saint.
presidents, but like definitely not. If you dislike federal power, he is not your guy.
All right.
Oh wait, I'm
Last-
throwing mine in.
You didn't go yet.
Political loser, Chuck Schumer. I don't think we're going to see that guy through
Interesting.
2026. So
Okay. He's done.
he's done.
Okay.
He's going to be eaten alive by his own party.
Yeah, finished.
Will Nancy Pelosi make it to the new year?
Wait, like politically or live?
Whatever you think.
We'll see.
All right. What trend blows up in 2026? All right, I've got this one. home delivery of product by drone will blow up in not blow up like is going
Yeah,
to
you gotta
be
stop
the
using the
next
term
thing
blow up with
that
robots.
just becomes the thing that becomes a norm. It's gonna Walmart is doing it for like all of Houston. It's gonna be like a 40 million person like area, I guess, that it's gonna cover or something. And they're doing it with these. It's called like Fly, I think. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the company. But it's basically got a drone now, and they've got like a string that lowers the product down and then retracts the cable back up, and these things take off. And if you think about Walmart has distribution or storage everywhere, they're going to start to use those as hubs for these drone deliveries. And between that and Amazon, I think it's going to be common. Mark this as a hard prediction. By December next year, or January when we record our next episode for predictions, it will not be weird to have a drone dropping off packages in your front yard every day.
It won't be weird to have one dropping it off every day because I don't really order that much stuff.
But you will be, because it's going to be so quick.
So convenient.
I don't.
Who else has a trend that's going to blow up this year?
Funny hats.
Funny hats. Okay. Return of the hat. Good.
I asked my wife this question, and she said more natural health kicks. So instead of going to get products like Botox, or I think the example she used is that Kylie Jenner got some work undone, basically, and wants to look more natural. So, if the big celebs who are this, the influencers of this generation are doing it, then you're going to see people also following suit. You also see companies kind of doing this a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have tried the non-colored Doritos or Cheetos.
No.
They come in a white bag as well. That's kind of fun, but literally the same ingredients, but they took away the coloring because that literally is not needed. I think 2026 we will see a lot of health trends, and I don't think it will be because RFK, but I'm sure he will try to put some stamps on or he will want to stamp some of these as if he did it. But I think it's going to be a general trend just across the nation as more people have access to information via AI, maybe via AI, but just health information, how to be healthy, I think is going to slowly creep its way back into an otherwise large population.
Large. Not in the sense of quantity of people, in the size of their waistband.
And in the individuals.
Did you see our new food pyramid that came out? It's great.
Can't they just flip it?
They got, I don't even know what it was before, but whatever they did now, it's got all the right stuff on it. It's good. I think I just assumed that Biden's was like a Twinkie and a lollipop or something. Matthew, any trends catching your radar lately?
Flash mobs. They're back. I think flash mobs. Yeah, we could do GigaStop. No, I don't know. It was hard for me to think of a trend. I was like, I think rap music. I think rap's going to be coming back. I felt like Taylor Swift kind of took over the pop music. Like, pop kind of goes through waves, right? I felt like the last year or so was like Taylor Swift / like country. Like, like Post Malone moved into country. Beyonce did country. Taylor Swift obviously moved a little bit away from country, but she's her own thing. Like, I felt like country kind of took over, but I think this is going to be the year of rap. There's going to be rap tends to be a bit of a statement against the man. I feel like this is the year of the protests and the statement against the man. People are really fed up with what's going on, and I think that's going to reflect in the music that we're going to be hearing. And I feel like, for a couple of years, like Drake, Kendrick, couple other artists were like when the top of the charts were shown, it was all those artists, like rap music generally. And it's been kind of country recently, and I think rap's going to come back. I think that's going to be the trend music wise this year.
Love it. Okay. I don't know if we had any answers. I don't know if anyone had any answers for this one. What cultural belief or norm dies in 2026? Matthew did answer anti-imperialism. I don't know if you want to expand on that.
Yes. It seems like we're moving towards a little bit of aggression with the rhetoric we're hearing from our president, and with the actions taken in Venezuela. I feel like it's kind of a slippery slope we're making there. And I felt for a while, since basically the official, like technical end of the Cold War, imperialism has been looked down upon. But it sure seems like Trump's trying to ramp it back up. And I imagine if we were to ramp it up, that would enable, Russia actually, I guess, kind of started it, trying to retake Ukraine. And then I think this also enables China, along your lines, Austin, to feel like, oh, Taiwan, they look like they could be taken. So I feel like the general sentiment around the world of anti-imperialism is going away, and imperialism is back in the conscious.
Did you see there's like a pizza index around the Pentagon? People track this. Basically like
Papa
the foot
John's?
traffic. Yeah, like all the pizza places around. They'll look at the Google traffic that tells you like the live of how busy they are. And they always say like 24 to 48 hours before an attack, or like that we conduct somewhere, you can see like a huge spike
Pizza
in
party.
like middle of the night, like off hours, because they're all working all night and ordering pizza. And anyway, it's been spiking the last couple days. I keep seeing. So
No one had any Greenland takes? Will
Matthew
Greenland
does.
apply?
Wild card prediction
Ooh,
for
I like this.
2026. Matthew says we don't take Greenland.
Yes, there's too much.
Okay. I'll say we do. I'll go on the other side.
Button heads, I like it. Do we expand?
I have no idea why or how, but yeah, why don't you tell me why you don't think we will?
I mean, I think there's way too much pressure around the world for us not to take them. I think the president of like NATO came out today and was like, if they do that, we're going to remove bases within our countries of the United States. And I was like, yeah, that's an interesting point. They do have the authority to do that. So I just think there's just too much pressure from the rest of the world to not do it that they won't. And Trump is, in my opinion, most of the time just talk. Like the most bold thing he did is this Venezuela thing. And I don't think they ever I don't know if he ever said that they were going to invade Venezuela. It seemed like they were moving towards it with all the bombing of the boats and things like that. But he didn't outwardly state we're going to do this. It tends like when he runs his mouth and he says he's going to do something, he tends to not do it.
Well, I think, and I tend to agree with you, Matt, on this one, just because, he had the argument that what you're going to say, I took down a good guy. Like, you're upset that this guy's no longer leader of this country, and then, you'd have to defend it legally and not necessarily because the guy's a great guy. You don't have that argument with Greenland. You can't say, who's running Greenland? She just really is terrible to those citizens. I will take the middle ground between you two. I do think there's going to be a large agreement made, whether it's more US bases in Greenland or a very large minerals contract. One of those two will happen this year. I will throw that on the prediction.
Is that what we ultimately just want? Like, we don't, like, that's probably just the bargaining chip, is to get the minerals?
But can you invade Greenland?
All right. I'll do it just because I have to. Reverse merger.
Pangea.
Like, we take Greenland by
This cat.
absorbing ourselves into Greenland.
What?
Trying
How?
to follow.
Like, okay, fine, we can't take Greenland. We will then be part of Greenland, and I am the president of Greenland.
Greenland's annexing us.
Ergo facto, we take.
Hey, there's
So
no wrong
we
answers
just dump
in
a
the
bunch
prediction
of
show.
people on Greenland?
No,
Like, we just-
no. We just say the United States is now Greenland.
But we go
But-
by the United States.
But no, we're probably just going to have to go by Greenland if we want to pull this off. But
I don't know if that's going to fly.
Matthew, I guarantee you his phone died.
I don't know. Maybe that was that take that just destroyed it. I don't actually believe that, but I just somebody had to say it.
But hey, anything's possible. All right. Any other predictions or things that you two wanted to get off your chest in the predictions section? Or
GLP drugs now have a pill form. I think those are going to be hot. 2026.
everybody will
popping
be on it.
pills.
Everybody.
I just wanted to bring your attention to the 2000 New Year's Eve ball drop in the
2000?
this is 2000. Let me just look at how much fun these
was a
folks
big
are
one.
having. Classic with the
Turn of the
1,000
millennia.
eyes, people talking to each other. Look at this guy, excited. People with floats. This is what it looks like to be alive at
I haven't
the
seen a
turn of
cell
a new
phone
year.
yet.
Thank you for bringing that up, Justin. I'd like to bring your attention to 2025. Let's just look at
Ball's still
the
there.
ball drop here.
There's a lot of complaints about the ball.
Let's just take a
and
look at this
the
dystopic world we live
year
in.
and stuff.
Let me just pause that real
Ugh.
quick.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, let's get another shot, another angle here. Beautiful. Incredible. That's where we live in. These two folks got sectioned off to do a token kiss while everybody else is still just standing still with their phones. Nobody even cares that these people are kissing
Sponsored by Planet
in love.
Fitness.
Yeah, nobody even cares. It's dead. This is it. I was going through sort of a bit of a
Happy
hunt
New Year
trying
by
to find
Kia.
when this tragedy happened. And here's 2015. Nope, still in 2015. Nobody's waving around any waggy
Phones.
doodles anymore. I went all the way back to 2007. Unfortunately, the camera footage is too poor to be able to tell, but it looks like
I don't think they were using phones in 2007.
I see some swingy things going
some
on.
waggy
Can
doodle.
we change the Yeah, can we change the name of our podcast to Waggy Doodles?
I just wanted to bring that to
What a
everybody's
sad
attention.
reality we live in. Well, here's the good news. We are going to transition. Maybe this is the next thing that's going to really pop off is the glasses, the wearable glasses where you can now interface. Maybe that'll actually be a good thing. Lets us get rid of the phone. We can actually start to interact with each other and the world through a digital screen, but still, at least our heads will be forward and not looking down in our phone. I don't know.
That's a good point. I always complain when I go to concerts. People are always on their phones, like trying to record. I'm like, didn't
You're
you
never gonna watch
pay
that.
to watch this in person? You can literally look all those videos up on YouTube. Why the hell
Yeah,
are
no,
you
my-
from like 100 yards away?
Take
Like,
a
what?
picture,
Take a picture
like
and
with
watch.
yourself there, and then watch the rest.
Why
Just
did you
like,
even pay
favorite
for
thing-
this?
My favorite thing to see people take videos of is fireworks shows on the 4th of July. You are never going back to watch that again.
I tend to take pictures of things like what Justin said, just like once, just so I remember when I go through my feed and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a thing we did. And then I start to use my brain and think about that event and be like, oh, that was such a good time. Instead of let me just relive it completely through my phone. Just sad. Also,
What's the
no
answer,
one
Sam?
else wants to watch your video of you being at a concert.
That is accurate. What's the answer, Sam? It's interesting. People still show up. People still go to all these. And I do think Justin's prediction of live events being like kind of this thing that we continue to seek and like pay tremendous amounts of money to go to see these
Yeah.
live experiences, whether it's concerts or sporting events or whatever. But I don't know how to fix the phone thing.
An addiction.
well, the
Dr. Owl.
Masters got it. The Masters has it figured out. It's one of the last
Yeah,
true events
it's the
that you
last
can
thing.
phones allowed.
It's like the
experience
Masters,
without
and
a
I think
phone.
like no phones.
No phones.
They could do it at all these other places. They just don't want to. They don't care. Like, why would they? Like, especially if it's like a concert or something, it's like better promotion for them. The Masters is like, we're the Masters. We don't need promotion. Everybody's coming to us. But like
I respect the hell out of that, dude. That is
The only
Yeah.
other one I think is
institutions,
some
they're the ones that
comedy
have to take a
shows.
stand.
comedy shows still like lock your phones up. Some of them do. 'Cause
Yeah,
don't
they
want
do.
that
Well, they
getting
have
out.
to because they're like, that's literally their whole thing. If you
that's some
don't,
material.
yeah, if you watch it online, you'll never go see them.
And super high security places where you have to check your phone in. They have cameras watching you so that you can't like change browsers or like I said browsers. Okay.
Where the hell have you been?
What are you
Where are
talking
you
about?
going? These things.
Yeah, they've got cameras like above you and around you for super high sensitive information and like any keystrokes you make, like they're monitoring everything that you do. So Like, you ever wonder how secrets don't get leaked? It's because people are working under like hyper surveillance and have to check in all of their like data recording devices. Like, that's how you don't have massive leaks.
Are those all of our predictions for this year?
I'd like to
That's
just
our
add one
prediction
more,
show.
just on a vein similar.
Yeah.
Austin, you asked what the solution is to the phone thing. We've talked regularly on the show about getting the chip. I'd just like to do more of a long-term prediction. When do you think getting the chip is going to be something that is a feasible option for any one of us? You know, like something affordable, something procedurally safe, and something socially acceptable. What year? If ever. 2075.
Yes.
I think we're gonna
I
see.
don't think it'll be
Like,
that long.
I think I think we're gonna. I mean, Neuralink continues to just kind of quietly just make more and more and more amazing progress, and I think that once this thing
Does it?
goes public, I mean, it's gonna really take off. They still have a lot of work to do on getting it's all about the insertions. You should really spend some time. I'll encourage all of our listeners out there, all 0 of you.
I love the sound of
Should
that.
really-
Insertions. Give me,
Yeah,
give
you
me
gotta go
whatever
watch.
that is.
Well, they're
Sign me
trying. They
up.
basically have all these tiny little. They have these tiny little like wires, right, that have to get inserted into your brain into the exact right spot, and they use these. They're really like microscopic needles to do the insertion. They need to get it in the perfect thing to like connect with whatever they're trying to then connect to. And the more and more that those they can do, the more they're able to map like your full brain and control your full brain. If they can only do like a few of them, right, you have less. They're going to be able to control less. So it's all about getting more and more and more insertion to actually then be able to increase the amount of controls. But you got to watch, like Neuralink does like maybe once or twice a year. They'll do like an update kind of video and stuff comes out. And I mean, they've got like probably, I don't know how many people, 5, 10 people that are implanted now, and
That sounds
they're
like 50
controlling
years to me.
computers.
So once you get it, you're called the implanted.
You're a cyborg?
Yes.
No fucking way. There is no chance I'm letting some mad scientist get up in my brain and start adding
What if it was
nodes and
non-invasive?
12 people.
inserting me.
12.
Oh, if it's non-invasive, I'm not sure how
Well, I
you do
was a
something
subject.
non-invasive. What
I
is
was
it,
a subject
wearable?
in college. My roommate duped me into.
This
I
explains
know.
so much.
Honestly, afterwards, I was kind of like, "What the fuck did you
Was a
just do to me?"
subject.
Yeah, he was in a research lab where they were testing like being able to control muscle movements through magnetic impulse responses, and he literally hooked me up to like a brain contraption, and it felt like somebody was like flicking my head like this. Like that's a physical sensation I felt, and it was making my arm go like this. And I was like, "Whoa, that's cool." And then like a couple days later, I was like, "What the fuck were you doing? Like, what were you doing?" And they were like focusing like magnetic waves at a certain part of my brain to cause me to like clench my fist. And I was like, "That's not cool. You're just brain blasting me with like, yeah, what
It's
the hell was
invasion.
that? Like, who knows what kind of issues
Okay,
that's going to cause me later."
So Brian Johnson, great great X follow if you haven't. He's the guy that founded Venmo and Braintree that sold to PayPal. He's all in on longevity now and like not dying. You have to follow
Yeah,
him on
I know
He's
Twitter.
that guy.
He's that guy, Brian Johnson. Well, he also has a company called Kernel that is a brain computer interface, but it's like a cap, like a hat. And they're basically trying to do what you're describing, Sam, of interface with the brain non-invasively.
Then you have to wear a hat all the time.
Funny hats, season of funny hats.
That's right. So I think it's gonna take. I mean, I think like especially for paralyzed people and stuff, like there's gonna be a huge market and opportunity to
How many
implant a
paralyzed
lot
people
more
are there?
people and in the United States.
What do you mean paralyzed
I'm
people?
gonna
Just like
guess
so that they
under
can...
70,000.
Wait, why more paralyzed people? You mean so they can like... What are they controlling with their
That's the
brain?
first use case. Well, like if you have no ability to move your hands or your
Yeah.
arms, right?
Yeah.
You can now, and I can put Pong on the screen, right? And now set where I would use a keyboard to play Pong, I now can use my brain and think I want to move my Pong paddle up and down, and the signals from my brain go into the computer and control it.
The
So, like, that's the most simple.
juxtaposition you're using for this example, we're literally tapping into humans' brains, and you're using Pong as your
Has science
example.
gone too
That's what they
far?
start with.
That's what they do, yeah.
The most
I don't
basic
want too much
games.
power.
No, it all-
Okay,
Funny.
these
It always starts
cyborgs.
with Pong. Like they have monkeys that have played Pong. Like, you got to watch the videos. It's incredible.
Everybody's eyes
But
are just
the other thing, what's
That's
also
not gonna
amazing.
that's not a good comparison. I think you just compared monkeys to people with who are
Okay,
paralyzed.
let me tell you this. They've also been able to take, I think it was a cow or a pig, one of the two. And so no, what they're going to do is they'll have a BCI, brain computer interface. They'll put one on the spinal cord. So if you have a severed spinal cord where your brain no longer is controlling your spine, you can now put a BCI in your brain and put an insertion there, and then do one with the insertions in your spinal cord. And now you could literally allow someone to walk, because I can now trigger where I've lost all of those nerve connections, right, that make my legs be able to move when my brain says it. Now I can think and learn, here's how this is the right way to fire my brain to get it to walk, and it will
We're this
move my
close
legs.
to putting people's brains in a
You
robot.
do not want someone messing with your nerves. I can just tell you that. That is a
they're already
recipe
severed.
for disaster.
Sounds like you're feeling like you're caught on fire.
This is good though. We need a Matthew on a pod like this. You know,
This is
the fight
ridiculous. You guys are like, yeah, just let somebody put something in your spine. I'm like, that's the worst idea.
Well,
They
if
don't know
I'm
shit about
paralyzed,
nerves.
If you were paralyzed and you literally couldn't move your arms and legs, and this thing
What if
would
they
allow
turned it
you
on
to,
and it felt
you'd
like you
probably
were
do
like
it.
on fire from the inside out?
Well, then you turn it
Yeah.
off.
Oh yeah, that's fine. You can just fry all your nerves. Like hell no.
The battery will die eventually. It has to be charged.
You're like, oh, I'm not a vegetable yet. It might as well be.
Have you guys ever had shingles? Okay, it hurts. I feel like that's what it would feel like.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. They've had 12 people that have successfully gotten the implants.
That walk?
No, they play Pong.
No, they're using it. They don't have that part done yet.
Yeah,
But
they're just playing Pong all day.
No, they can play Pong. No, they play like, they actually are like working. They're basically working to train it, because you have to like get the connections. It like is using AI to learn, right? So like as it figures out, okay, this fired and that happened, and there's like a game that they've developed that you actually like
But yeah,
play, and it's
gamify
about
that
like
too.
moving. You're like move.
You know what they're
try to, like,
doing?
move the thing
They're
here
trying
and
to
there and
figure
do
out
it
how
as
to
quick as you
make
can.
technology make humans' brains work better. They're trying to figure out how to make brains work inside of technology. They're trying to recreate the brain. Like they're using these people as test subjects to map out a human brain to be able to recreate it digitally. Simulation.
Yeah.
there you go. We're gonna become synths.
There's no way this is less than 50 years. There's just
I
no
think
way.
it's,
Yeah, let's get back.
10
Well,
years.
Justin,
didn't say-
Justin Austin, did you guys give a date
What
for when the chip
Of, like, what?
becomes economically reachable for one of us to four, socially acceptable,
Okay. to get it.
and safe, I guess.
Is it
So
a
the
brain
year
chip?
that one of us four would get it.
I think he's talking about like buying, like
An
a
iPhone.
something.
Maybe-
yeah,
Like,
maybe
but
not
for
that
the
Yeah,
brain.
maybe
ubiquitous,
more like a
but, like,
$6,000 product or something.
like the
Yeah, I mean,
goggles, like that people wear now, like the VR goggles. That like it's not really popular,
Yeah.
but you can get it, and if you wanted to do
Some
that,
people
it's your
have it.
thing.
You might know somebody who knows somebody, and you could if you wanted to.
That's very cyberpunkish. That's literally
It does currently involve brain surgery. I will just note that it does
Shit.
involve opening the skull and doing the insertion.
Well, they've
and
been doing
then
this for a while,
putting-
so I was gonna say 2040, but what year is it? I'll say
I'll
2050.
go with 2040.
I'll go 2035. Then I'll take the low side. 10
God,
years. One of
9
us has
years?
one. 9 years. Yeah.
Wow, you guys are ambitious.
This stuff's gonna accelerate so fast. We're gonna have robots in our houses. We're gonna have this type of stuff. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. And the thing is that we've talked about before, once the snowball starts rolling down the hill, it's gonna be no different than how if you try to operate in the world today without the internet, you're going to be under so much pressure to get this brain computer interface because of the leg up that those people will have in speed and knowledge and ability. They'll be superhuman.
I'll be out of
and
the workforce.
everyone
It's
else
fine.
is gonna
Really
have to
love
get one.
to speak with somebody in the Amish community. If any of our viewers are watching who are in the Amish community, I would just
I thought you were gonna say someone
Well-
in the BC, like in that
No.
Neuralink. But also that'd be actually an awesome debate.
You
We
don't have
bring
to
on
ask.
somebody
I
like
will be joining the Amish community if this becomes a reality.
We
We
just
bring
gotta
on a
find someone that's
hardcore Amish
breaking
person.
Amish right
Yeah.
now. Come on the show.
If this is
They
your
can go
first time
back.
on the internet-
They're on the Rumspringa.
No, but I do want to know, like, how are they faring post-internet? Because, Austin, your argument is, like, trying to survive in today's world without the internet. There's, like, a huge community of people doing it, but we just don't know much about them because we're all on the internet.
I think they're doing just the same as they
They're
did
doing
before.
fine.
I'm
They're
sure
just
it's no
fine.
different. Prices are probably just
And
going
they make
up.
their own eggs. They got no prices.
That's it. You're right. I agree. Like, I don't think their life's probably changed much. There's not much innovation, I don't think, in the Amish
And they're
community.
probably doing just fine. All that innovation. How
I
much
agree.
better did it
I
make?
mean, there'll always be that group of the people who want to defect or not do the thing, but the vast majority will choose the alternate route of the leading edge and wanting to be the best you
So tell
possibly
me
can be.
this, with the chip, would you guys voluntarily have a surgery then to do it? Like if it still requires a surgery to implant it, right? If it's not like a pill that you can ingest or something, would you guys still do it?
If they get the surgery to be like really bulletproof that like everybody's doing, sure.
Microscopic.
Like a nasal surgery or something?
Botox?
Yeah.
Using
Botox.
those
Yeah.
micro robots that are like the size of a virus, maybe you.
Well,
The
that's true. It's
nanobots?
actually all like that's the other thing is you can't a human doctor like they've had to develop like a robot is doing all this entire surgery from start to finish
Yeah, I'm sure.
because there's so much precision in it and it's literally like you can see a needle like the needles are like smaller than one of your hairs.
Good luck, guys. I'll
Brave
come
new
to your
world.
funerals.
I'll see you in
Told you
20.
so.
I won't visit you in your vegetative state, though. You have that
That's
coming.
mean.
You'll be able to
I'm sorry.
and then we haven't even figured out what we're gonna do about like robot human relationships. That's
You mean
gonna
like
be a whole
sexual
nother thing.
relations?
Well, it'll start there, but
It'll start there. I like that's where you go.
I think a fun word that my wife's family and I have been using a lot is the word clanker. For you Star Wars fans, they call droids clankers, the clones do. But now whenever we see like AI slop or robots, we just like, oh, those damn clankers. My son will never marry a clanker. Just kind of a funny
I like
thing to just
that.
throw around now.
That's gonna catch on.
AI slop 2026, quick prediction. That's also going to be in the dictionary.
AI slop gets dictionified.
Vibe coding and
Alright.
AI slop.
Okay. Well, I think it was very fitting that we got to talk about the chip here on our anniversary episode, since that's probably our most recurring topic. I do have to give you a couple quick stats. I did the ChatGPT like year in review thing. I don't know if you all, I think Sam saw it, but just to tell you my interactions with chat in 2025. So I sent 13,600 messages. I was in the top 1% of messages sent for all users. I generated 162 images. I had 1,400 chat sessions. I started February 26th, and I was in the first 0.1% of users for the product.
You should get a badge.
I don't know when that says day
I have
in
not actually
2020.
looked at my.
Oh no, sorry. February
year-end.
26th is my chattiest day. My chattiest day, not when I started. This has been out longer than that. So anyway, but I was in the first 0.1%.
Oh
of
man, I
users
had
apparently.
9,907 messages. You had 10,000.
15,600. I crushed you. Didn't
The
you say you were in the
irony-
top 1%?
I was top 3%, I guess.
Okay.
Do you not understand the irony of your chattiest day? Your chattiest day is you talking to the internet the
He
longest.
probably said the fewest words that day.
Yeah.
I'm at
February
2,100. 345 chats, but I was in the first percent of users like you.
I was in the first 0.1%.
Damn it.
I mean, I crushed you guys. That's insane. February 26th? It was a Wednesday. It's weird.
Let me check my stats.
What's your archetype, Austin?
I don't know. I had taken a screenshot.
Where do you
of
see
it.
your stats?
I was the navigator.
If you click on like the 2 dots on the side, it might have taken it away now.
I don't even have
No, it's still there.
dots. I have like a ball, like two
You have to-
lines,
Just
The
type
engineer.
in the chat year in review and it'll give it to you still.
like ask ChatGPT it.
All right. What do you want to know?
Here it is. Let's begin. Total chats 9. Messages sent 26. Chattiest April 5th. I think I did all those on April 5th.
You've markedly increased your stats just right.
Probably right now.
I'm the
I am too.
navigator is my archetype.
Wait, where are you guys getting all these other stats? I only have 3
You gotta
bubbles.
scroll to the side.
Doesn't have
You didn't have
enough.
enough to. You probably didn't have enough data. Not enough data to.
That's it. It's the
do it.
total chats of 9. My day I was chattiest and the 26 messages, and that's it. It says thanks for
What does
chatting this year.
2026? Yeah, you're like the lowest chatter.
I don't even get like a percentage. Nothing.
Okay, here we go. This is actually so fitting. So it said, what will 2026 hold for you? I uncovered it. A single high quality piece of content will outperform a month of noise. I like to think that once a month we make a single high quality piece of content called Symposium, and that far exceeds any noise that we could put out every day. But I will start putting out daily clips.
Mine says the project you keep postponing is already your next chapter, which I've been postponing editing the last video of Symposium.
True. We're going to be off because episode 17 is going to air before episode 16 on our YouTube feed and our Spotify feed.
You guys want to listen to all my questions I've asked ChatGPT? I can literally read them all to
Go
you.
for it.
I would like to hear a few, yes.
First one says explain tweets request. I don't know what that means. Black Eyed Peas members. Hora actual San Juan. Asparagus roasting time 350 degrees.
You know, cooking is a high tier use of AI. I do like that.
It is. You should cook higher than 350. Go
This says
425
paint
with your
drying and
asparagus.
re-entry. I don't know what that means.
Fumes, probably. We're nervous.
Time in Dublin. Kilmaconagua pronunciation guide. Current elevation inquiry. Current time in Anchorage. Current time in Cordova. Custom Mount Rushmore faces. And year in review. You're
Okay,
all
so
caught up.
all of those up until the last two would have been extremely simple Google requests, time and whatever. The only one that you actually did was the Mount Rushmore faces being custom and the year in review. Those are the only two that required AI.
And to be
Everything
fair,
else was
my
just-
guess is 90% of the population that uses ChatGPT use it like Google.
For what
They should
time
just
it
use
is.
Perplexity then.
You think I'm wrong? I think I'm right.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm obviously not the normal user because I
Because you have
used it
more
a
than 9.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw Sam Altman was not even in the top 1% of messages sent.
Yeah, because it's all the people who understand what they're doing to us. It's like
He
that
owns the
Facebook
company.
movie. Not the movie, but that Facebook documentary
The
thing they
Facebook?
did. No, not Facebook. The one that the social network one. Even though that is Facebook. I can't remember what I'm trying to think of. The social experiment or the wasn't there?
Like
Yeah.
all the technologists say that they don't want their kids
Yeah,
using the technology.
exactly. Wasn't it called
The
the
makers
social
of Coke.
something?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. The other things I had saved here just to tell you all about was this chart here. Let me actually just share real quick to show you a couple charts I had saved just to get them off my chest.
We didn't even talk about any current events today. There were a lot of big things that happened in the last like 2 weeks.
We'll have to do another episode soon because this was our requisite predictions episode.
We had to do this one to get us on record, even if it wasn't the most exciting from a news standpoint. So this is actual births compared to births using pre-recession birth rates 2007 to 2019. Projected births using the 2007 rates This is where we would have gone, the blue line. The actual births since then have been the red line. So between 2008 and 2019, we've foregone 6.6 million births that we projected would have happened, assuming the same rates from before. So that's a bit troubling.
That's why you're trying to do your part.
Gotta do my part.
Getting excited.
And then the other, it's almost here. This is the other one, which I suppose this is good news for the new child that I'm bringing into the world. Maybe this trend will continue. Percent change
You're
in types
pregnant?
of crime. 2020. I'm not a childbearing person. Is that my
You don't have the
gender
hips
is not?
for it.
Yeah. Percent change in types of crime 2024-25. So this got a lot of press. I don't know if you have any thoughts on it, but it looked at all the crime data, which there's a lot of public crime data like APIs and stuff that you can go get. But anyway, this place did it. And all of these things were down substantially year over year.
Hasn't crime been
was
going
very
down year over
interesting.
year for a while?
Because people don't move. They
I
just
don't
look at
think
their
so.
phones all day.
Is it because vehicles can lock themselves now when
Mine
you just
doesn't.
leave?
2017
Mine does not, but
Honda CRV. Except sometimes it goes beep, 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 beep. And that means I'm not going to lock the doors. And I can't tell why it does that sometimes. It just like decides that I'm not going to do it this time.
Motor vehicle theft. It's down 23% from the previous year. Interesting. I wonder if it's this, the way that they manufacture cars now, maybe it's just not it's not as easy to like hijack them. I don't know. I don't know how people stole cars in the past, but maybe it's more difficult now with like electric vehicles and stuff. I have no idea.
I don't know. It's just a little token of good news that I found. So there you go.
Well, when
You
you
don't
got
have to
the
lock your doors
Gestapo
anymore.
knocking on doors, people don't tend to commit crimes, do they?
That's right. I guess so. All right. Any other topics for our audience tonight?
I
But
mean,
in a
there are
nice
a ton
2
of
hours
topics, but I don't think
exactly.
we really should go into them because they would just drone on.
This has been a nice focused show. Predictions.
Mainly, we got them on the record, so now we can go back and check
And
ourselves.
I think I'm going to try to do something during the year to help your AI tool at the end of the year find my predictions. I'm going to say, I'm going to make a prediction. And then I'll say my prediction. So then when the LLM is made, it'll have all my predictions lined up really nicely.
Wait, one final
Okay.
prediction.
Yeah.
How many ChatGPT messages will I have by the end of 2026?
Hopefully none, because you've converted to Gemini.
Is it a better app? Yeah, that was the reason I didn't use GPT. Totally.
You see, that's the thing. It's like I think you'll start to use it in work a lot. Maybe you already do for work stuff.
We use Copilot.
But, well, sure. Like, I mean, like your just interaction with AI, your interaction time with AI. But like for me right now, I'm like my interaction time with AI is 10% in my actual job and like 90% for like personal projects, fun stuff, extracurricular, we'll call it. And I don't know that you, Matthew, are like the extracurricular type where like you find enjoyment in like a Wednesday night from 10 to midnight just chatting with ChatGPT. I
I'm
don't know
usually in bed by 10.
Okay, from 8 to 10. I don't know that that's really where your interest lies. You'd probably rather watch an NBA game. So I'm going to
Very
say your
true.
work usage probably continues to go up and up and up every month.
Peg me.
But I don't think your personal
NBA guy.
usage will expand beyond much more of the time in an Anchorage or
My
whatever
hobbies
you're
don't
using.
generally align, with using ChatGPT or just any sort of like AI, I think. I think most of my interests, if it involves technology, is probably like watching something or playing a video game or then being outside and doing something a little more active. So you're right. I don't think it really caters to me. Other than like, I guess like I had that one example, I do use it for cooking, at least that one time. I feel like I would. I like cooking, but that's again still like more of like I could just look up a recipe on Google. I don't really need ChatGPT to help with that. So I bet it stays pretty low. It'll be pretty consistent. It'll
Probably
be like a
100.
couple days this year where I'll be like, oh, this could be fun to play around with. And no, won't even be that high. It'll probably be like 25.
You know, I don't even know how like my stats then counted like when I have an hour-long conversation in the car and I just like turn on the voice mode.
You have an
Like, is each one of those a
hour-long
message?
conversation with your AI?
Sure. Yeah.
What?
Anything. Like everything.
And you're not calling me? I've never had one long conversation with you over the phone, and you're talking to
We talk
a computer
we
program
talk for
an hour.
hours. We talk for hours every month. What are you talking about? We just talked for 2 hours.
Yeah, but not one-on-one. I need to get to know you.
Boy. Yeah, chat does probably know me pretty well. I don't know, you know. That's how I like to spend my free time. I gotta try to figure out how to make this stuff useful. You know, like I like to go sit at I'll sit at Starbucks on Sunday mornings for like 3 hours and just get on Replit and just try to build stuff.
What's Replit?
I'll be sending you guys a link here soon. I got some cooking on Replit.
What is
You
Replit?
guys all get to. It's like that when I said that you don't need to know any code to make an app. That's Replit. Guys, it's all gonna be like there's gonna be a leaderboard and everything, but
I like that. I want to be on top.
Okay.
I want to be on top of the leaderboard. I want to win.
Leaderboard.
On top.
I've got a buddy who made a LLM-powered stock trader.
How's it
It
doing?
was doing well. Last time I saw him, he said it lost a lot of bands, is what he said. So many bands this morning, bro. Direct quote. But sounds
Okay. How many bands are in a wad?
I'm not sure that's a good question. But he did show it to me, and it was very impressive. Although I was like very skeptical of giving it, you know, and he gives it $10 a week to play with, and he's been training it for a while. He won some kind of coding.
everyone's a genius
Well,
in
he
a
won a
bull
coding
market.
competition. Well, no, actually, I think he got second place, or maybe third. He made $200.
Okay. So
But
it's
it was
paid
pretty
for
cool.
its losses.
Excited to see where that goes.
When are we gonna play the shoveling
All
ad?
right.
The show, yeah, you want me to add? I don't think I can.
Yeah, how
I'm
did
not
the
the,
ads go?
Ads, you mean ad about shoveling?
Yeah, the
It was
ad.
one ad. We played like 4 times.
I wonder if he got any business.
I hope so. We had a lot of
Did he say
followers
he
that
saw it on
episode.
there?
I think I had some feedback on that, just saying, like the person said, "What the heck were they doing in this like one scene?" I think they were all pushing blows or something. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, it was really weird.
AI generated. He loved it.
It couldn't have hurt his business.
No.
No. You never had our guest
No,
come
no,
on,
he went to
Sam.
bed. Yeah, it was like
Okay.
it's like
Can't
9:45.
hang
He's
with
like, all
this
right, well, I
late
got
night crew.
He's probably like, I don't give a shit about your prediction.
All right, let me do the wrap up. All right, that's going to do it for prediction 2026. Mark it down. Why don't you comment? Maybe, you know, while you're liking and subscribing, why don't you comment some of your predictions? What you think is going to be the biggest tech trend, political trend, wild idea you might have that 2026 has in store. We'd love to hear from you. Of course, we'll be making predictions all year long because that's just what we do. If you make enough, we're almost guaranteed to hit on one of them. And we'll check back in on all these next year in January 2027. So not a lot of news that we went through, but there's obviously a lot that's going on. So we're going to be back with episode 18 before you know it. Back to kind of our regular news banter where I'm sure we'll get into some nice maybe heated debates. We'll see. Who knows? So with that, Happy New Year, everyone. I don't know if you can still say Happy New Year on January 12th, but
Yeah, sure you can.
we have a lot of cats in this show. There's so many cats on the screen throughout this show. All right. For Sam Wise, Matthew, Justin, I'm Austin. Thanks for listening to us for the last year. We look forward to 10 more years to come. And we'll see you on episode 18.
At that point, you'll have chips.
And see ya.
We've been talking since the 5th grade, and somehow we've got more to say. Beat kicks kicks in faster rhythm. Inflation's high, the game's too steep. Stream wars rage while we lose sleep. Big tech's wild, the Fed's a mess, but let's start a party, I guess. Symposium, where tangents thrive. Old friends talk and the takes collide. Symposium, no wrong or right, just good conversation deep into the night. Yeah, we're still talking.